Hello everyone, this is Backyard Musings, broadcasting live from the Double Wide in Apple Valley, California. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott.
Really sunny out today.
Beautiful day. A little cool, but beautiful.
So we were just talking briefly before we came online about The Chosen. We really like The Chosen.
We do, yeah.
Season 4 just came out with episodes 1 through 3. It's in theaters.
Yep, came out a couple weeks ago. And Steve, you haven't seen it yet, but my wife and I went and saw the first 3 episodes and highly recommended. It's a good show.
Yeah, we tried to get a babysitter today, couldn't do it. But we'll get one like Saturday or something like that.
Yeah. That'll work.
Can't wait to see it. Super Bowl, Chiefs, they came through in the clutch, yeah?
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
You're Niners?
Not a big well, I'm a Niner fan because I'm a California native, but it didn't matter to me one way or the other. I didn't watch any of the Super Bowl, so just okay. Not a sports fan anymore. It used to be.
Once a year I do that, Super Bowl.
But I guess it was a good game.
Yeah.
It was a good game. So
nail biter into overtime. Almost went into double overtime. It was like seconds away.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's ever happened. This is only the second or third time it's ever gone into overtime.
Yeah, crazy.
So,
yeah, but it was good football. Okay, today we're going to be talking about weaponization of the government. It's particularly the Treasury Department. Yes,
This is scary stuff.
Yeah, it is. And we'll talk about why we think it's scary. The Treasury Department admitted that the terms MAGA, Trump, Kamala, Schumer, and Pelosi were used by the FBI to have banks surveil private financial transactions following the J6 mostly peaceful protest. Yeah.
Well, I heard earlier that they may have even started this prior to that. You know, they might have. I don't know. It just the whole thing is scary, though.
Yeah, the feds called these exchange events convened by the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, or FinCEN. We're going to refer to it as FinCEN instead of that long name. We'll use the acronym. This surveillance marks an egregious violation of Americans' privacy and targeting of U.S. citizens without due process.
Yeah, you're talking about. I go to a store, or I have a bank at a certain bank, and they're asking for information, private financial information, and the banks are just laying it out. It's not a good thing.
You know how clever this is? So the government's not doing the surveilling. The government has a private person or entity do the surveilling, do the censoring, do the whatever. Right. You know what I mean? It's a workaround again. And use it as a cudgel.
Yeah, no, you know? This is not.
This could be used by Republicans too.
Oh, absolutely.
So this was allowed under the.
And it would be just as bad if they did it.
It would be just as bad if the Republicans did it or anybody did it. This was allowed under the Anti-Money Laundering Act of 2020, designed to combat crimes like money laundering and financing terror. It's twisted and stretched into including domestic terrorism, right? So we're going to talk about domestic terrorism, and because everybody says that and nobody knows what it is. So I did a Google, and of course, if it's on the internet, it's true, right?
Well, sure. You know, and again, when you say that, we've talked about it in the past. If you go and voice your opinion at a school board meeting or any type of a public forum, you could be considered to be a domestic terrorist.
Yeah, right? It's really ridiculous.
It's very scary and out of control.
We're going to look at the definition here. 18 U.S. Code, Section 2331, defines domestic terrorism as activities, so here's the first criteria, that involve acts dangerous to human life that are a violation of the criminal laws of the United States or of any state. So human life. So that's arson, that's murder, that's rape, that's, I'm trying to think of another one. It's not assault, it's not battery, that's not human life.
Really?
Right.
Okay.
So it's just those ones that affect human life, right? So it's got to be rape, murder, arson, and there might be one more that I'm missing.
Tell that to somebody who just got beat up.
Yeah, well, you know? Yeah. And appear to be intended, one, to intimidate or coerce a civilian population. Well, that, like you said, that could be the school board, you know? Sure. Civilian population
or going to a town or a
What's
city
the
hall
population?
meeting.
What does that mean? Is that a gathering of 20 people? Is that
I don't know.
a school board?
Yeah, they didn't define
What is that? 2, to influence the policy of a government by intimidation or coordination. Well, is the school board a government? I mean, we're picking on the school board, but I mean, it could be anything.
Right.
You could be rallying,
Town hall, city hall.
you could be rallying walking down the street, a parade to protest something, and they label you a domestic terrorist. And 3, to affect the conduct of a government by mass destruction. To affect the conduct of a government by mass destruction, assassination, or kidnapping, and occur primarily within the territorial jurisdiction of the United States. So it's got to be life-threatening, right? Now, do you think that throwing frozen bottles of water at government agents in Portland, is that life-threatening? I mean,
Absolutely.
at least get a concussion.
Oh, well, yeah. Placed just right.
But it's mostly peaceful protests, right? It's ridiculous.
It is.
I think this is twisted. They forget that it's got to be a life-threatening criminal activity, a crime, or attempted one.
I don't know. It's out of control. The government is just way overstretched here.
And if Republicans didn't have control of the House, none of these things would have. They would have just kept using cudgels to, workarounds to suppress opposition and go with their agenda.
Well, and the press wouldn't have said anything about it if because they wouldn't have passed it on to the press. So if it had been the Dems have been reading.
You know how we talked about the end state? I saw Senator Kennedy, John Kennedy from Louisiana.
Yep,
The guy's hilarious.
love that guy.
I love that guy too. Well, he's hilarious with what he says. But he said that he thinks that the end state is to tear the nation down and build it back up to what they want, like a socialist type. I don't know if communist is the right word, but socialist type, Marxist. Yeah, Marxist type.
Control how much you have,
Control
what
the
you get.
masses.
Yep. Whatever you earn, it goes to the state. Yep.
And we did a
see
segment.
that.
We did a segment on how to take power and keep it. It was kind of tongue in cheek, but it was, that's how you do it.
Right. Yeah.
So
Suppress the population.
Yeah. So like I said before, laws are being twisted to act as a bludgeon against someone or someone's people who don't believe what you believe. So getting back to FinCEN, right, to the story, FinCEN provided materials to financial institutions suggesting they search and filter Americans' financial data using keyword and search terms as well as merchant category codes.
Right. Yeah, they went after some pretty big name retail stores that a lot of people shop at. I shop at some of those.
And if you don't know what a merchant category code is, like all merchants, they pigeonhole things or identify things as in different codes.
Yeah,
right?
to get an idea of what they're selling and what they're not selling,
where
and,
you fit into
marketing,
what you're
it's a
selling.
marketing
Yeah, so
device, right.
this was all discovered as part of the House Judiciary Committee and Subcommittee on Weaponization of the Federal Government Investigation. And like I said, you know how you notice how the federal agencies are using the private institutions because it's stuff they can't do, right? It's workaround. It's like having your son peddle influence because you cannot, right?
Yeah.
But Menendez, that slapped him in the face. He didn't get the memo on that one.
Right.
Should have had one of his children do that influence peddling.
Good old Bob.
Here are a few examples of the merchant category codes used. 3484, which is small arms, and 5091, which is sporting and recreational goods and supplies, combined with keywords like Cabela's or Dick's Sporting Goods and Bass Pro.
Yeah. I wonder why Walmart's not on there. Maybe they said they wouldn't cooperate. They wouldn't do it.
Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe. The investigation obtained documents revealing FinCEN warned financial institutions that extremism indicator could be terms like the purchase of books, including religious texts. That's what it said.
Yeah, Bible.
The Bible, the Quran.
Right.
Come on.
And that's
like targeting.
another violation, right?
Okay, and subscriptions to this is just awful. I was putting this together, and I really now that we're going over it, this is awful.
Got you a little twisted up, does it?
Twisted up in the game, yeah.
Yeah.
And subscriptions to certain media containing extremist views. Who decides if it's an extremist view?
Yeah. No, I get that. You know, and who? I mean, we have it bad enough in our state when it comes to firearms, and I mean, you have to have a
background check on ammo.
Yeah, you got to get a background check to buy ammunition here, which is just crazy,
egregious
stuff. And they're fighting that. There's been some court fight on that, and hopefully we'll prevail. But
work around on the Second Amendment.
yeah, the state is just they're fighting it tooth and nail. So elections have meanings,
Consequences.
just they do. Just you got to be careful who you vote for.
Any faction in power can do this. Any faction.
Yeah.
You get some bad apples, and they'll do it.
Yeah.
As one bank revealed search terms used like Trump or MAGA, it was reported to FinCEN, who then pushed it out to the other institutions, right? Like, said, well, we didn't come up with Trump MAGA. The bank did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're pushing it out, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Forcing the issue.
Anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
I heard earlier today that
Keep
one
themselves
of
in
the
power.
banks that was really involved in this was a bank that I won't use by name, but it's from America. It's a bank from America.
A bank from America,
Yeah,
one of the
from
key words there.
Yeah. Yeah. So just watch where you bank.
Yeah, watch where you bank. That's it for today, folks. If you liked what you saw, click subscribe. Also, tell your family, if you liked it, your friends and your enemies. We'll be coming up with you tomorrow on another topic. Thanks a lot.
Have a good day. Thank you. Yeah, this is scary.